If you were ever a child who wanted Yu-Gi-Oh cards on a limited budget, chances are you've tried out a Yu-Gi-Oh vending machine. And no, I'm not talking about a dual terminal machine or a card-ass machine, I'm talking about the American sticker machines that instead have Yu-Gi-Oh cards inside. For anyone with a bunch of bulk commons and rares, this is a great idea to get rid of some of that bulk by starting a business. But for a kid with a few quarters in their pocket, it's a mystical lottery of literally thousands of cards, though you can almost guarantee that the cards were never any good. I think I've mentioned that when I was younger, I kind of had a limited pool of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. After getting my collection kickstarted and learning to play the game with my friends and brothers, I had to figure out how to get even more cards on my minuscule allowance. One solution was the Yu-Gi-Oh vending machine at the bowling alley. For 25 cents, I could get a single brand new used Yu-Gi-Oh card. You know, I wish I could tell you that I pulled something amazing from this, but I never did.
I have seen you lose to a vending machine. Are you sure this is wise?
There were 3 cards in particular that I remember getting. The first was Alien Brain, a trap card meant to support the alien archetype without being too specific. The card name and effect vaguely relate to the alien archetype, however it doesn't use any of the A-counter mechanic that the archetype was known for. The effect is that when a reptile monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can take control of the monster that destroyed it. Also, that monster becomes a reptile type. Not very good, but when you're a kid playing basically a pile of cards with your friends who are also playing with piles of cards, it actually comes in clutch. You know, playground Yu-Gi-Oh style. The other card I remember pulling from the vending machine was Destiny Hero Dreadmaster, a monster part of a very niche strategy that can only be summoned by the spell card Clock Tower Prison, which I didn't even have. Sure, it did later become pretty viable in Duel Links when they actually created more support for it, but as a kid I absolutely could not use this card, basically wasting my quarter. And it didn't help that I was part of the Destiny Hero archetype. All of those dudes are ugly, there I said it. The last card I remember was a Pocket to Quill. This monster was part of the Inca Dragon archetype. It wasn't really an archetype, but it was a series of monsters centered around summoning the Sun and Moon dragons. A Pocket to Quill's effect really only worked with the monster Oracle of the Sun, which I didn't even own. But it had a whopping 1800 attack for a level 4 monster, so into the deck it went. Weirdly enough, it actually had a little synergy with my Playground Yu-Gi-Oh style deck because I was playing freaking Mountain as a field spell to boost my Dragon monster's attack. Oh, and hey, look at that, it also boosts Thunder monster's attack, which a Pocket to Quill was. It does also have the effect that it becomes a level 5 while you control a tuner, so it did also help me summon some level 8 synchros, at least the ones I could get a hold of. From a design standpoint, I think this is a pretty cool monster. It had a very unique look from anything else in Yu-Gi-Oh at the time. This monster was a mainstay in my deck until I finally learned how to build a real deck, you know, with actual synergy. But there's really just something about how any little card can become special when you have access to so few. And when your pulls were limited to the randomized stack inside the vending machine, the possibilities were endless, as long as it's a common or rare worth less than 10 cents. Eventually, the Yu-Gi-Oh card machine rotated out from the bowling alley's arcade, and now even the bowling alley itself is no longer operating. And as a whole, I don't see too many of these around at similar places like skating rinks or dedicated arcades. Like, not even the Pokemon dispensing ones are around anymore. If at all, I think they'll show up in hobby shops and card stores, but those typically have their own area for bulk commons. Not too long ago, I was at a pizza place up in the mountains and they had some vending machines, but the only cards they had were this discontinued game called Versus System, though I did get a few just for the nostalgia of the vending machine cards. Really, I think it's a good thing that common cards are more accessible nowadays for younger players, but there's just some weird kind of magic of the vending machines of yesteryear. So let me know if you have any memories of Yu-Gi-Oh vending machines showing up in random places. What cards did you get and were they any good? Leave a comment below. Anyway, this is GatorX Yu-Gi-Oh, thank you for watching and I'll catch you all later.